Siemaneczko, tutaj Wenta, zapraszam was do trzeciego odcinka z serii Still Life 2, tak więc zaczynajmy.
Kate Halloway County Sheriff. I was expecting you.
Hi, I'm Agent McPherson. This is Agent Garris. What have you found?
No one here. The house is empty. There are a few signs of recent occupation, but if the killer was here, he's gone now.
I see. We'll take a look around ourselves, just in case.
This reporter who's disappeared, she was following your investigation quite closely, wasn't she?
Yeah, we go way back.
It's not easy to conduct an investigation with someone breathing down your neck, is it?
Do you have information on the house? Who's the owner?
A Howard Peterson. He died more than 20 years ago. Suicide. The house has been abandoned ever since.
An old decrepit house in the forest. I think we were in a horror movie.
My men are searching the forest, looking for a body. I have a few roadblocks set up around the county. I've put in a query on the property to the Holton Land Registry. I'm expecting an answer. I'll keep you posted. I almost forgot. We found a memory card on the kitchen table. Comes from a phone or some such digital gadget. Take it.
No sign of Miss Hernandez. Is that good news or bad? At least we located the house quickly, thanks to the info she gave us.
The killer had the entire night to act. The fact that he abducted Hernandez instead of killing her on the spot is a good sign.
With the field kit provided by the lab, we should be able to get somewhere.
Let's hope that this time around the killer's finally made some mistakes.
I have Hawker's file, as requested.
Okay, thanks, Garris.
I couldn't help having a peek. What Hawker did was unacceptable. A guy like that has no place in the FBI.
James was a good agent. He crossed the line. I'm not excusing him, Garris. I understand what pushed him over the edge. Too much pressure.
Discovery of this house is a huge step forward. You think we're finally gonna stop the East Coast killer?
Everything depends on the wisdom of the profiler of the Great Lakes and the pluck of Quantico's juvenile investigator. You watch too much TV, Garris.
Dobra, tak więc przeczytajmy sobie akta. Dobra. Musimy się rozejrzeć.
There's a pretty clear shoe print.
Okej.
This tire track is quite narrow. Doesn't look like a car tire.
Bad idea.
If I get in touch with Claire, she may be able to give me more details.
This is Claire Ashby. I'm not available at the moment. Please call back later.
Hi, Claire. I'm sending you a clue to test. A motorcycle tire track. These tire tracks were left by a large vehicle. The tracks correspond to those of the pickup truck that was identified as the killer's. Broken glass, like a windshield or car window. There's something here. A bare footprint.
Ślad stopy Palomę. Okej.
This piece of wood looks like a railroad tie. There are letters on it. B-A-R. That must be a railroad company. What's this? A pattern carved in the wood. Looks like some sort of insignia. I better photograph it. A military insignia. I need to ask Claire about this.
This is Claire Ashby. I'm not available at the moment. Please call back later.
I have a job for you, Claire. I'm sending you a clue to look at. A pretty little wood carving. Metal grate. The ground is wet here. A metal grate. It must come from the gate. Looks like blood on this piece of rubber. Looks like blood on this piece of rubber. There's been an explosion here. Looks like a stun grenade. A footprint near the explosion.
Krew ludzka. Krew Palomy.
There's been an explosion here. Looks like a stun grenade. The hatch is closed and the lock looks rusty. The hatch is closed and the lock looks rusty. An aluminum can full of leaves and twigs.
Kanister z olejem.
An archery target. Well used, too. Perhaps we're on the trail of a modern-day Robin Hood. This old shack must be at least a century old. If only its walls could talk. The screeching door is the same as the best alarm system in the world. Dirty dishes. Maybe I'll find fingerprints on them. I doubt that Hernandez cooked. She must have left her fingerprint while eating. The fact that she ate is rather encouraging. The killer wants to keep her alive. Scribbled on the newspaper. Who's next? The serial killer's eternal question. Smells pretty musty in there. On forensic medicine. It's open to the chapter Trepanation. This is Claire's kind of thing. Me, not so much. There's a lock of hair being used as a bookmark. But whose? This food tray reeks of the chemical cleansers the killer uses. I won't find any fingerprints on it. The Blue Dahlia. That film came out in 1946, a year before the sad fate of the Black Dahlia. A matchbox. I hope I won't have to use it. A small metal safe with a digital lock, LK model. I think there are smudges on the buttons of the digital lock. I might be able to get prints. The rest of the prints are no good. Damn.
Mniej więcej możemy wywnioskować, jaki tam jest teraz kod, no ale kombinacji jest troszkę dużo.
There's a hiding place here. A piece of wood has been moved. Maybe I'll find a fingerprint with the help of the kit. Sheriff Holloway poked around in the china cabinet, and she didn't mention it. So much for teamwork.
Found some traces, but nothing too important.
You're good at electronics, right? You might be able to help me. I found a locked metalier safe, LK model. Any tips?
Metalier. I know that make. The LK is solid, but the electronic lock is rudimentary. There's only a limited number of characters you can use to make up the combination. I must have a file on this model in my database. Might come in handy.
Thanks, Garrus. It should help me to figure out the combination.
I spoke to one of the cops who were searching the forest. He gave me the lowdown on Holloway. The sheriff is on edge. Elections are around the corner, and she's not sure she'll be reinstated to her post. So she doesn't appreciate the FBI's arrival in her jurisdiction, stealing the spotlight.
Brilliant. We got a creepy house in the woods and a shifty sheriff. Man, I miss Chicago.
Dobra, wracamy się.
A small metal safe with a digital lock, LK model. There we go. The safe is open. screenplays. The House of Terror, The Butcher of Massachusetts. Wow, an Oscar nomination's practically guaranteed. These stories sound twisted, and so is the hack who wrote them. There's no name on them, though. I need an instrument from the testing kit. The fingerprint's not on file. I need to get Claire in on this.
Dokumenty.
It's locked. Locks of hair. They're labeled. Janet, Olivia, Susan. The killer's victims. This sicko made himself some sort of a morbid reliquary.
Wiadomość.
Hi, Vic. How goes your stroll in the picturesque woods of rural Maine?
We haven't found Hernandez yet. I'm leading the investigation in the field with Garris and the local police.
No trace of the killer?
He vanished without leaving a forwarding address, but I plan on tracking him down.
Look, I know this one's important to you, but still, be careful, okay?
Don't worry, Claire. I'll be sensible. And if I forget any of the textbook instructions, Garris will remind me. I think I have something new to help ID the killer. I've scanned a print that's not in my records. I'm sending it to you.
Okay, I'll look into it.
What's new in the Chicago office?
Everyone's on the case. Miller is pulling all-nighters doing computer research, and Kingsley is running around stuffing his face with cookies. As for the boss, well, she comes in to see me every 10 minutes. When she's stressed, she almost makes me long for our old supervisor Browning, if that gives you any idea.
Stop it. She can't be worse than him.
I even got a call from Inspector Tate. He's ready to give us a hand, unofficially.
That William. He feels indebted since his nomination. All I did was give him a boost. It's thanks to his own skills that he succeeded. Do you know what happened to Hawker after he was fired from the FBI?
Not really. I think he went into security. I'll ask around, let you know. Talk to you later, Vic. Good luck.
Ślad opony motocyklowej. Dobrze. Dobra, tak więc wchodzimy na górę.
I wanted to verify a detail in the room. Nothing important.
Have you found anything special in the house?
Just clues regarding a local case. Nothing that concerns the FBI.
Really? What's it about?
We've been looking for a local hunter named Anderson. He's got nothing to do with your killer.
Have you taken samples from the house, Sheriff? If so, would you be so kind as to inform me?
I poked around. I'm a cop. It's my job. I haven't found anything relevant to your case.
If you say so, Sheriff. Don't forget we're supposed to be on the same side. I've already seen this room in the film sent by the killer. It's the ideal place for nightmares. I bet there's something on the mattress. A strand of hair. I better test it.
Włos Palomy, dobra.
Handcuffs. They don't have pink fur, so I'm guessing they're not for playtime. The edge of the mattress is damaged. Bits have been pulled out. Bloodstained bandages. A test is in order. There's something on this broken mirror. There's a message smudged on the glass. Held underground.
Dobra. Lecimy dalej.
Hernandez must have passed through here to escape. It's quite a fall. In the recordings, the killer has called this the Room of Death's Betrothed. That explains the dress. There's a piece of paper in the stove. This is the flyer Hernandez told me about on the phone. This is the flyer Hernandez told me about on the phone. This electronic entryway has been short-circuited. Maybe Hernandez's work? Women's clothes. They may have belonged to the victims. Lock of hair. I have to find out whose.
Bad idea.
Lock of hair. I have to find out whose.
It'll never work.
Susan.
It looks more like a torture chamber than a bathroom. It's sealed.
Okej.
Empty medicine bottles. This wasn't just aspirin. These are highly complex formulations.
Antidotum.
A receipt for medications, or rather medical concoctions. I'm no chemist, but this ain't cough syrup. The pharmacist's stamp is on the receipt. Dan Wilkinson. The pharmacy is in Holton, the county seat. The sheriff might know more.
Dobra. Stara gąbka.
Terrarium. It's empty. But it looks like it was occupied recently. There are traces of food. Hey, there are fibers in this sample. I must take a sample of this clue.
Krew Palomy.
Fibers from a sampling pad. Somebody has already proceeded with analysis in this room. Traces of soot. Looks like the beginning of a fire. Shit, I didn't need this. The thought of going in there gives me nausea. Take a deep breath, McPherson. This lock is half dismantled. I don't know anything about electronics. It's impossible to open. It's locked. The door doesn't look very solid. Sheriff, I have a few points to go over with you. I found a receipt with the address of Dan Wilkinson's drugstore in Holton. Do you know the owner?
Yeah, there aren't many pharmacies in Holton. It's a small town.
If you could contact Wilkinson now and question him, see if he remembers the client. Time is of the essence.
The FBI's wish is my command. Show me the receipt. I'll call Dan. Dan? Hi, it's Sheriff Holloway. I'd like some information on a receipt from your store. Okay, good. Thanks for your help. Tell Martha I say hi. Dan remembers a man in his 40s, black hair. Says he seemed nervous, kind of in a rush.
It's a bit vague, but it's better than nothing. Thanks for the info. We better call Claire to give her the killer's description.
So, Vic, do you need to confide in your old friend Claire?
I think I have something new to help ID the killer. A Holton pharmacist vaguely remembers a customer who could very well be our man. About 40 years old, black hair.
It's not much, but it will allow me to rule out some suspects. I'll enter it into my database.
The local sheriff is causing me hassles. I have the feeling she's trying to undermine my investigation.
Is this sheriff's name Holloway, by any chance?
Yeah, you've heard of her?
An hour ago. I got a phone call from a friend who works in the Portland lab. Sheriff Holloway has requested some tests of the utmost urgency. The sheriff claims she was working on Palomę Hernandez's disappearance. My friend called me because she knows that I've been in on the East Coast killer case from the start.
I think I should have a few words with the sheriff. Thanks for the tip. I'm looking for information on a case. An Anderson, male, who supposedly disappeared in Maine.
Let me search the database. I got something. Gary Anderson, 39, a farmer. His wife reported him missing 6 months ago. The case has been closed by the Portland office. Everything suggests that the disappearance was voluntary. The investigators concluded that Anderson had an affair. He probably disappeared to build a new life with his mistress.
Okay, Claire. Thanks for the intel.
Talk to you later, Vic. Good luck.
Sheriff, I have a few points to go over with you. Listen, Sheriff, I want this to be clear. I have proof that you sent samples to be analyzed without my authority. Here, it's the FBI who leads the investigation. If you forget that, or decide to ignore it, I'll break you.
Take it easy, Agent McPherson. Sounds like I've touched a nerve.
I don't have time to play who's the bitchiest. Believe you me, that is one contest you'll lose. So unless you want to be charged with obstruction of justice, I advise you to tell me what you found.
Okay. I took 2 samples, which I sent to the lab. They're yours. I also found this in the living room. It looks like some kind of electronic key.
Very good. I hope I won't have any other occasion to lose my temper with you, Sheriff.
We'll leave it at that, Agent McPherson.
Teraz tak. Pytanie, czy pogadałem ze wszystkim z Claire.
This is Claire Ashby. I'm not available at the moment. Please call back later.
I have nothing new to tell you, Agent McPherson.
Okej, a może tu... Okej, jest. Próbka, dobra. Nie no, tutaj nie chciałem. Chciałem iść na tyły.
Found some traces, but nothing too important.
You're good at electronics, right? You might be able to help me. I found an electronic lock, half dismantled upstairs. Come take a look.
I think I might be able to open it, but it'll take me a while.
It's impossible to open.
Mm.
There's something here, but I can't see a thing in this light. The oil lamp's empty. I'm gonna have to fill it if I want some light. Shit. I hate playing with fire.
Dobra, zapałki były na kominku.
I have no other choice. There we go. The lamp is lit. One more match and I would have cracked. Electronic lock. It keeps the door secured.
Znak wyryty w drewnie.
weirdo is totally in character. I'm almost certain that there's something behind this blackboard. This coating seems very fresh. What are we trying to cover up? Old accounting book. It seems to be from the 20s. And out of order still. This cave was used to make moonshine. Shelves filled with bottles. They look empty. Probably wouldn't find any great vintages anyway. Circular saw. God, I hope it's only for woodworking. The address on the cylinder. It's a gas station in St. George, Quebec. That matches what Hernandez said. A furnace. Looks like it hasn't been used in a while. There are burnt fragments under the furnace. It's not coal. Part of plastic. There's part of a name. Lee. I bet it's a fragment of a credit card or something belonging to Dorothy Lee, the 8th victim. This looks like burnt hair.
It's not this. This can't possibly work.
There's something behind the shelf. Looks like a dumbwaiter. The door's locked, and the call box seems to be out of order.
Bad idea.
The dumbwaiter must be stuck above. I'd need a rope to go down the shaft.
Potrzebujemy liny. O nie!
A sentence. Another one of the killer's delusions. It's like being in an abandoned morgue. Claire would have a heart attack if she saw the state of this room. A little blood on an autopsy table. There's nothing more natural, Claire would say. But in a squalid cellar, not so much. Condemned door. I think there are traces on the wall. I can barely notice them with the naked eye. The microscope reveals tiny traces of color on the wall. They need to be analyzed.
Napis się zmienił.
The killer left a message. Dead? For his sake, I hope she's not. Something weird about the sleeve. There's a tear and some discoloration. Just as I expected. Stains that look like blood have appeared on the shirt. If I send this blood sample to Claire, she could perform a more thorough test.
Oh, Vic, where would you be without your favorite coroner? What can I do for you this time?
I think I have something new to help ID the killer. I took blood samples on a lab coat from a man I haven't been able to ID. It could very well be the killer's blood. I'm sending you the results of the test I did.
Okay, I'll run a complete test and compare it with the other samples linked to the case. I have to go. Call me if you've got a problem.
These look like drops of blood. Or tomato juice, I guess. But for some reason, I'm leaning toward the first theory. This label's for me. Okay, I think I got the message. Label with Hawker's name on it. Something tells me the killer's not too fond of him. Hernandez's name is on the label, as long as it's just a dummy. The floor has been scrubbed in this spot. Not a good sign. Shit. Given the amount of blood, someone's not having a good day. There are marks on the ground. Looks like a heavy object was dragged from here. It's locked. It's locked. It's locked. Olivia Wong, last victim in 2006. Dora. Probably Dora Simon, the fourth victim. Joyce, as in Joyce Dickinson, the second victim. Janet Connolly is the third victim we found. The electric chair that Hernandez mentions in the recordings should be right here. There's something shiny on the ground. What is it? Looks like little pieces of broken glass. Gotta take a sample. I don't see anything. A lever. Maybe I'll find some fingerprints on it. I need an instrument from the testing kit. Poster. I can't think of the actress's name. Message left by the killer. Too late. If he thinks he can throw me, he doesn't know who he's dealing with. There's nothing down here except for a rat. He seems to be in his element here. These inscriptions seem really awkward. I wonder who actually wrote them. I knew it. It's the killer who wrote these inscriptions. Part of his sick little game. I doubt this collar is just for decoration.
Obroża elektroniczna.
A fuse box. The circuits are completely fried. There's blood on this broken glass. Someone must have cut themselves walking on it.
Dobra, tak więc wychodzimy stąd.
I'll get there. I just need a little more time.
You're good at electronics, right? You might be able to help me. I found some sort of electronic collar. Hernandez mentioned it on her voice recorder.
Interesting. Let me see. The collar can receive a signal which sets off an electric shock. The intensity is variable, but it can go high enough to be fatal. The lock is pretty secure. Whoever put this system together is a real pro. Nice work.
Good lord, you're like a little kid with the latest gadget. Keep the collar, we'll send it to the lab later. And remember, no drooling on the evidence. on earth is this thing for? There's something stuck on the satellite dish. Ew, old chewing gum.
Rozpoznanie DNA niemożliwe.
This device can be remote controlled. It's got a box with a receiver and a USB port. I don't have the stuff I need to do a more thorough test. Claire, on the other hand...
This is Claire Ashby. I'm not available at the moment. Please call back later.
Well, Claire, are we filtering my calls? Since I don't hold grudges, I'm sending you a little gift. An old, chewed-up chewing gum. I ran a field test on the traces of saliva, but it gave no results. I hope you'll have better luck. Call me back.
I'll get there. I just need a little more time.
You're good at electronics, right? You might be able to help me. I found a jamming system on the roof, with an antenna and a remote control box. It's an ADSX system. Know anything about it?
Yeah, it's a scrambler, used by drug cartels. It's a very sophisticated device, of quite recent design. An ADSX system equipped with a satellite dish can avoid detection by GPS, as well as filtering or blocking phone communications.
I see. Does this kind of device cover a large area?
A few hundred yards. More than sufficient to isolate the house and its surroundings.
It's not surprising that Hernandez wasn't able to get back in touch with us. That's it. The door's open. Ah, it stinks of chemicals. Autopsy table. Recently used. If Miller saw this, he'd faint dead away. It's Hernandez's blood. Shit, there's so much of it. That does not bode well. His phone seems to be working. The computer's on. Password protected. Security system worthy of the paranoid. Not surprising. Collection of animal skulls. Are these trophies or objects of study? Both, I guess. These are books on cinema. Hollywood's golden age. The cinema of the 40s. They all deal with the same era. Hernandez's purse and lipstick. Looks like the lipstick was used to write with. Copies of autopsy reports on the killer's victims. They're addressed to Palomę Hernandez. The killer must have taken them from the motel room. A pile of retro music CDs. Oh, so nostalgic.
O kurcze. Nie ma miejsca w ekwipunku. Niedobrze. Czy gdzieś tutaj można schować rzeczy?
It's impossible to open.
No nie, no tutaj nie. To muszę stąd na razie wyjść. Okej.
Looks like a few pages from a student thesis. No name, but it's on USC letterhead. USC's a university in Los Angeles, I think. I have to talk to Claire about this. It seems an interesting lead to follow. It's locked. An outfit like the one the killer wears. It's not my size. This poor woman's body seems to have been here for a while. One of her hands has been chopped off. Unbelievable. She's been dead for over 15 years. Why is this sicko preserved her body? Box has everything he needs to shackle the victims. No visible marks. There's a bit of blood on the box. An outfit like the one the killer wears. It's not my size. There are lots of chemical products on this shelf. Enough to open his own lab. It's sealed. Electronic lock. It keeps the door secured.
Dobra. Muszę się jeszcze cofnąć. Ponieważ teraz będę potrzebował młota. Lina.
The plate is covered with mud. I can't read the number. RZZ 354, New Hampshire. Claire could trace the plate number.
Oh, Vic, where would you be without your favorite coroner? What can I do for you this time?
I think I have something new to help ID the killer. I found a plate number on an old truck. RZZ 354, New Hampshire.
I'll ask Kingsley to check it out. He can't refuse me anything.
I came across a few pages of a thesis on cinema on USC letterhead. USC's a university in LA, right? I think the killer was a student there.
It's a very interesting lead. I'll contact the university and get a list of possible candidates. Talk to you later, Vic. Good luck.
Dobra, odłóżmy sobie tutaj młot. I teraz użyjmy liny tutaj.
Yes, Claire?
I have a bit of information for you. The former owner of the truck remembers a name, sort of. Something like Parson or Carson or Manson. It's not much, but it's enough to exclude the rest of the phone book.
Nicely done, Claire. I better watch out. You'll have my job if I'm not careful.
In your dreams, I'll let you chase the villains. I'm just fine here behind my microscope. See you later. That's it. We have a name. Our suspect's name is David Carson.
Nice job, Claire. You're the best.
You can say that again. I love solving puzzles, but you're the one who found all the pieces.
We make a hell of a team. Finally, we have a solid suspect. Have you found a photo?
Not yet, sorry. I'm still searching. I'll call you back as soon as I have something.
Thanks again for your help, Claire.
Voila. It's open.
Well done, Garrett. Come on, Nick. Courage.
Tak więc to by było w dzisiejszym odcinku na tyle. Jeśli się wam spodobał, to zostawcie łapeczkę w górę, zostawcie komentarz oraz jeśli chcecie, to udostępnijcie ten odcinek. Cześć!